Hi guys, welcome once more to Out and About with Andy, and indeed later on in this video we will be getting out and about, and for good reason. The kind folks at Fitville recently contacted me via email and asked me if I would like to review a pair of their shoes for the channel. So as ever, this will be an entirely honest review. I have been sent these shoes by Fitville. I can keep the shoes after I've made the video. However, they have not sent me a script. I have not been paid for this review, and basically I'm free to come up with my own conclusions about the footwear. That said, there is something for you guys. They are offering for the first 50 applicants a discount code where you can save 30% off your order, and using a code which I'll share with you later on in the video. So which of the many offerings on the Fitville website did I go for? Well, I went for Fitville Low-Top Lug-Max Outdoor Slip-On V3. Now that's a bit of a mouthful, but basically it's an outdoor slip-on shoe that you can use for moderate and fairly light hiking. So I'll get them out of the box now and take a look. So they do come in many colours. I went for a khaki, which is like a tan colour. So these are the shoes I've ordered, and we'll be testing these out in the video. Now they are available, if you don't like this khaki colour, they are available in 3 other colours, which are grey, black and another sort of darker brown shade. I thought these were quite good. I thought they'd be ideal for holidays, exploring the Canary Islands where there's a lot of dust and things like that on it. I think they're going to look pretty good, and you turn up with a pair of black shoes and they look kind of this colour by the time you finished within the week, so I'm sure these will be ideal. So there's a good reason why I chose this particular style of shoe and this particular model, which I'll get into later. However, if these aren't your type of thing, then Fitville offer a wide range of styles, and you can choose from walking boots, lace-up trainers, slip-on shoes like this, and other shoes, including sports shoes like golfing shoes as well. So they have a huge range, and they cater generally for people who have some kind of issue with their feet. So by the time I looked at the range of shoes on the Fitville website, there were about 2 or 3 models which shared similar characteristics, but I decided I would go for these ones. And one of the reasons is I have extremely wide feet. I'm not the tallest chap in the world, but I remember being a kid and being dragged off to that well-known high street retailer to have my feet measured, and yet again I would come back with the same pair of shoes I'd had for the last 3 times, because it was the only shoe available in the width that suited my feet. So those childhood memories of not being able to get a different style of shoe, something you won't find with Fitville, because they offer a huge range of really wide fitment shoes. Not only do they offer a standard wide fitment, they also do an extra wide as well. So if you have extremely wide feet, you will find a shoe that fits there. So coming more up to date, recently in the last few years I have had some Achilles tendon issues on one of my legs, which then later developed into plantar fasciitis, which is no fun. And I've had to invest in shoes which have an arch support system. I have been wearing a shoe by a competing brand to Fitville. That manufacturer tends to produce more of a lightweight style trainer for casual use, whereas these are really up to the job for a lot of sports and hiking, and a lot of situations where you really do need a good supportive shoe. As you can imagine, I think I'm kind of the perfect person for Fitville to contact and send me these shoes to try out. So now we'll talk about some of the specs of the Fitville Low-Top Lug-Max 3, and we'll talk about some of its features. So first thing to mention, and we mentioned it earlier, is that wide toe box. So not only is that really important for those of us with extra wide feet, but it's also important that you can spread your toes, and it helps whilst walking. You can also help if your feet swell, so ideal if you're travelling. So we travel around a lot on planes, and quite often sometimes you'll slip your shoes off and it's hard getting them back on afterwards. So having that extra room in there, as again with the easy slip on, is going to make things much easier. Similarly, if you have bunions, if by having that wide toe box, there's less chance of causing a lot of pain and discomfort. So another benefit of this Fitville shoe is the fact that it's got this slip-on system. It's designed that you don't have to bend over. Basically, you've got a huge wide area there to get your feet into, and this area is also elasticated as well. As you can appreciate, as you get older and we get to a certain age, being able to just slip your feet into a pair of shoes and not bend over to get them on is a massive boon. If we talk about the inside of the shoe as well, I'm sure I can put some fantastic pictures up from the Fitville website to demonstrate this, but the shoe is designed so that it has arch support and also has a cupped heel design, which helps stabilise your foot within the shoe, stops it moving around, and then that in turn makes it more comfortable to wear long term, and yeah, you're going to get less chance of any injuries, aches and pains. So that fantastic arch support system sort of works in conjunction with the great sole that these shoes are fitted with. So there's a lot of great rebound qualities to this, which is supposed to stop for impact and fatigue. They reckon you can wear these shoes for 8 hours walking and your feet are still nice and fresh afterwards, no aches and pains. So the sole features this rather prominent rubber lugs on the bottom. 5mm lugs should provide plenty of grip and also minimise impact. Now, as well as that, the uppers are also splash proof and breathable. Fitville say that all of these technologies combine to produce a shoe that is therapeutic, comfortable and supportive, and this technology is unparalleled in any other product. So that's a pretty bold claim for a pair of shoes, but what I think we're going to do is go out and do a good old-fashioned real world test. So I'll be testing these tomorrow, but for you 24 hours is going to be just a couple of seconds away. Hi guys, well I've come down to Hawthorne here in County Durham to test out these Fitville shoes. Now there's several different paths, different types of terrain. Everything's exceptionally dry here in the UK at the moment, so I'm not expecting to have to encounter any mud whatsoever, but we'll just have a wander and I'll tell you how I'm getting on with these shoes. Well, so far so good with the Fitville shoes. They certainly are suiting my feet very well. There's a lot of stability. That cup around your heel, I can certainly feel, is making sure my foot is nicely planted on the ground. The grips on the bottom, loads of grip there. We've had to scramble over a few little tree roots and things like that, and no problem. And of course the lovely wide fitting to the toe box. Again, nothing feels like it's nipping my feet or anything like that. So yeah, so far so good, nice and comfortable. And as we get into the walk, we'll certainly see if that therapy for your feet that they kind of claim about is particularly accurate. So I think this walk is exactly suitable for this type of shoe. It's kind of a casual walking shoe, and I'm sure you can do some kind of big distances in it. if you would like, but they are fairly lightweight. However, you wouldn't feel that they were sort of a lightweight shoe from wearing them. They do feel very supportive indeed. I'm quite impressed so far. We'll see how we get on further into the walk. I'm sure if there's any opportunity for blisters or anything like that, knowing past experiences with new footwear, I'll find them. So yeah, so we'll crack on and get some more walking done. So folks, back to the shoes. Well, I've got no complaints. They are really comfortable. I wouldn't quite go as far as saying like slippers. However, I have no aches or pains in my feet. Moving along at a good pace. And yeah, really comfortable. No nipping, no rubbing. This heel support, which I mentioned earlier, is absolutely fantastic. Foot feels really solid in these shoes. There's plenty of grip from that sole again, which you would expect, especially in the dry now. But obviously, as I say, we've got tree roots, stony bits in the path. It's not a bother. Plenty of grip, and yeah, good shoe so far. So what can I say about Hawthorne Dean? If you've never been here before, it is worth a visit. More steps on the steps, but it is a good chance to try out these shoes. Certainly find plenty of grip with them. Certainly going up anyway. Getting some cardio done. We'll just pass under the railway viaduct here and head to the coast. So then guys, how did I find the Fitville experience? Well, top results all round. Blisters, 0. Rubbing, none. foot pain from plantar fasciitis or my Achilles tendon issue. Nope, none of that either. Grip was excellent, comfort was really good, and yeah, really can't find any fault whatsoever with these shoes. If you'd like to order your own Fitville shoes, then go to thefitville.co.uk, use the offer code which is Andy30. Now that will get you 30% off your purchase. However, it is limited to the first 50 people to use the code. If you're after a pair of shoes, comfortable shoes, then yes, I can recommend Fitville. They've been good, very good so far, and I'm hoping they're going to be super comfortable in the future for me. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a short or something like that to report back how they are in 3 months' time. So as ever, thank you very much for watching this video. Thanks to Fitville, send me the shoes for review, and of course if you have enjoyed the video or found it useful, please do give it a thumbs up. Really helps the channel out an awful lot. If you would like to drop a hype on it, that really helps the channel as well. And of course, if you are not subscribed to the channel, why not subscribe? I don't always do product reviews. It's usually pretty much travel content and days out and things like that. Why not subscribe to the channel? It is free, it doesn't cost you anything. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.